This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm Rebecca Vargas along with John Scaldi. Don has the week off. And man, did it feel amazing to walk outside this morning. What happened?
Isn't that lovely?
What happened over the weekend? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, well, we had a front come through, wind shifted around, drier air moved in. And the thing is, it's not just today. It's going to be the whole week long.
I'm so excited about
I
this.
am too. It's going to be nice. Low relative humidity outside your door right now. Air temperatures are pretty comfortable. I think even tomorrow, it might even be a nicer day than it is today. So we have that to look forward to. Yes. It's going to be great. Let's take a look at the forecast across the state right now. Not a drop of rain falling. What a difference a weekend makes, huh? We're looking at air temperatures that come in today in the mid-80s. Lower relative humidity will make it feel very comfortable. We've had some temperatures this morning in the 60s. Yay! It has been months since we have seen that. And I think that trend is going to continue. We'll talk all about the forecast coming up in a few.
Thank you, John. Taking a look at the commutes this morning. I am not seeing any issues right now over the Palmetto bridges. And it looks like the interstate is nice and clear from Ellington down into Bradenton. 41-301 also looking good. We're seeing a problem popping up there on Bee Ridge Road just east of 41. It's on the eastbound side of the road. It is now blocked there at Bell Avenue. We're getting reports that it is a serious accident. So if you can avoid Bee Ridge Road right now, eastbound at Bell Avenue, that is close to 41. Just be aware of that. But the interstate is clear. The rest of the arteries at the 75 are looking good this morning. And as far as South Sarasota County, I'm not seeing any slowdowns. Well, topping our news this morning, a night of fireworks at the second presidential debates. Donald Trump on the attack after an explosive weekend for his campaign, but he says he's not giving up. ABC's Angelica Spanos has the details.
The battle between Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump was full of drama from the start. They didn't even shake hands.
This was locker room talk. I'm not proud of it. I apologize to my family. I apologize to the American people.
Trump moving from what he said in the unearthed video and accusing former President Bill Clinton of sexual misconduct.
If you look at Bill Clinton, far worse, minor words, and his was action.
Hillary Clinton didn't indulge, insisting instead that Trump cannot be the next president.
What we all saw and heard on Friday was Donald talking about women. What he thinks about women, what he does to women, and he has said that the video doesn't represent who he is, but I think it's clear to anyone who heard it that it represents exactly who he is.
Then they sparred over Clinton's email scandal. Trump says if elected, he'd appoint a special prosecutor.
It's just awfully good that someone with the temperament of Donald Trump is not in charge of the law in our country.
Because you'd be in jail.
And Trump on the defense, Clinton slamming him for not paying his fair share of federal taxes.
Did you use that $916 million loss to avoid paying personal federal income taxes?
Of course I do. Of course I do. She complains that Donald Trump took advantage of the tax cut. Well, why didn't she change it? Why didn't you change it when you were a senator?
And today the candidates are back on the campaign trail in the battleground states. Hillary Clinton will be campaigning in Ohio and Donald Trump in Pennsylvania. Angelica Spanos, ABC News, New York.
Well, here on the Suncoast, the Florida Highway Patrol is seeking information about the death of a man whose body was found in the roadway in Bradenton. FHP officers found Louis Balazar O'Connor's body in the roadway of 12th Street East and 59th Avenue Circle East early Saturday morning. FHP is looking for information on where O'Connor was on Friday night or before his death on Saturday morning. His death remains under investigation. The Sarasota Police Department is giving the community another chance to talk to officers about their safety concerns. The New Beginnings 2 meeting will be held this week. The conversation focusing on economic development, law enforcement, and youth services. Sarasota Police Chief Bernadette DePino will also be speaking at this meeting about upgrades to security cameras throughout the city. It takes place at the Robert L. Taylor Community Complex on Wednesday from 6 to 8 p.m. The Bradenton Police Department is coming under public scrutiny following the recent violence across the country between officers and civilians. In a first of what is expected to be several requests The Manatee County chapter of the NAACP they've received extensive records covering 30 years of crime statistics in the county. ABC 7's Kate Flexter has the details.
The local NAACP chapter joined the Black Lives Matter movement and activist group Answer Suncoast right here at the Bradenton Police Department. They're all speaking out about what they perceive to be racial injustice. The records cover nearly 30 years, containing the numbers for written warnings, traffic stops, and officer-involved shootings. The president of Manatee County's NAACP, Rodney Jones, said he made the records request because he felt it was necessary.
With everything going on across the country, we wanted to just get a simple evaluation of how our local law enforcement agencies were performing in not only the minority communities, but in the communities at large.
The records show that 50% of the suspects in those officer-involved shootings were black, compared to the city of Bradenton's overall black population, which is only 16%. That's according to the most recent information from the U.S. Census Bureau.
Community members, we've long had complaints about the city of Bradenton and their practices in law enforcement. It just surely confirmed what we knew.
Among the crowd at Sunday's announcement was NAACP member Corey Holmes, who was shocked by the numbers.
It certainly opens my eye to believe that certain people are being targeted based on those numbers.
He grew up locally and served as a sheriff's deputy for Manatee County, but says he's long been afraid of racial profiling.
You have to be very paranoid that you're not adequate, that at the end of the day you have to prove who you are versus a white male.
On Thursday, the NAACP says it sat down with Chief Bevan to relay the information. We reached out to the Bradenton Police Department for comment, but the department is not saying anything on the record for this story. And now Jones is calling for the numbers to be taken to the Florida Department of Law Enforcement for further investigation.
No, Rome wasn't built in a day. A society wasn't built in a day, so it'll take some time to change the culture in the department. But I think we have a poor culture in Bradenton Police Department, and the community has known it for quite some time. We're just done sitting back. We're going to be aggressive, and we're going to start speaking out.
Moving forward, the NAACP plans to make similar requests from the Manatee County Sheriff's Office and the Palmetto Police Department. In Bradenton, Kate Flexter, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Kate. Well, supporters of Amendment 2 are now fighting the city of Sarasota over the city's recent decision to put a moratorium on medical marijuana dispensaries. City commissioners recently voted 4-1 to approve the 9-month moratorium. The city clarified that it's not against medical cannabis, but would use that time to figure out how to regulate the dispensaries. The city already regulates pain clinics and liquor stores and is looking to do something similar in this situation. Supporters of medical marijuana say this moratorium is too long and that those who need access to medical cannabis cannot wait 9 months.
We definitely want enforcement, which is law enforcement, to have its say and understand where we're going to zone this or these facilities designated should they come about.
They knew it was going to pass this time, so they could have been proactive and handled this ridiculous logistical problem a long time ago.
Even if Amendment 2 does pass in November, the city still has to wait at least 9 months for the Department of Health to put their own regulations in place for the dispensaries. And staying with the November elections, the Sarasota Council of Neighborhood Associations will hold a forum tonight for those looking to fill the District 1 seats on the County Commission. Fred Atkins and Mike Moran have been invited to participate. It will begin at 7 o'clock at the Sarasota Garden Club. It is free and open to the public and will also be recorded and available to watch online on KONA's website up until the election. In Manatee County, the Florida Department of Transportation Secretary will be giving an update on current projects and future plans for both Sarasota and Manatee County roadways. Secretary Jim Boxold will speak at a luncheon being hosted by the Manatee County Chamber of Commerce, and it will be held at the Renaissance on 9th Street West from 11:30 this morning to 1:15 this afternoon. Reservations are required. The cost of the lunch ranges from $28 to $38. Construction crews working on the Fort Hammer Bridge will return to work today. That's after Hurricane Matthew caused a temporary setback. According to the Bradenton Herald, crews were forced to stop work on Thursday due to the tropical storm watch. The massive cranes had to be lowered to prevent them from being a hazard in case of strong wind gusts. The bridge that will connect Lakewood Ranch and Parish is now just past the halfway mark. 1,100 feet of the bridge still needs to be built. It is set to be complete by next summer. The hurricane had also forced crews to temporarily stop working on the diverging Diamond project at University Parkway and I-75. Also in Manatee County, work could soon get underway to renovate the Coquina North Boat Ramp. Contractors have until October 27th to submit their bids to the county to do the renovations, and county officials say the dock, seawall, and parking lots will also be renovated. The ramp itself will be widened to 2 lanes with a floating dock in the middle. The boat ramp was closed back in February of 2015 due to safety precautions. Now work could begin at the beginning of next year. Well, the Suncoast might not get that fall foliage that many people from up north get to enjoy, but visitors to Selby Gardens can get into the fall spirit now. The Gardens Eclectic Fall Concert Series is in full swing. The event kicked off this weekend with the musical stylings of the jazz band La Lucha from Tampa.
This is La Lucha. They're the first in our concert series, and next week we have the Promo Music program, and so we have a quartet that will be performing for the first time together.
The Fall Concert Series will be held every Sunday through November the 13th. Meanwhile, one group in Manatee County is already getting ready for Christmas. The Flight to the North Pole is an annual event in December for terminally ill children. And the Manatee County Sheriff's Office hosts it for 100 children and their families. The day is filled with a visit from Santa, presents, activities and animals. This weekend, the Sheriff's Office hosted a fundraiser to put on this event by putting classic cars and motorcycles out on display.
It's an awesome, as you can see, I mean, the participation is just overwhelming. And every year it grows and gets bigger and bigger, which is what it's all about. And every year, miraculously, we are able to make more and more money.
The nonprofit foundation was started back in 1985 by a number of Eastern Airline flight attendants and has been growing ever since. So incredible. I love that. And hey, it kind of feels like Christmas around here. The weather a little bit.
A hint of
like
fall in the air.
Love it.
Yeah, it is really nice. It is beautiful. It's going to last for a while too, so we like that. And you know what? I'm feeling like it's not too early to start seeing jingle bells.
Yeah, why not, you know?
Why not? Get in the mood. Hopefully we'll have a pretty nice Halloween as well. It looks that way right now. It looks like this is going to be an extended period of some pretty pleasant weather, so hopefully it'll extend all the way to the end of the month. We'll talk all about that coming up in a few.
Also coming up, the east coast of Florida continues to clean up from Hurricane Matthew. We have the latest on the efforts to get things back to normal. Stay with us.
What does it mean when New South Window says Factory Direct?
It means we have a factory.
It means we eliminate the middleman.
It means you get an award-winning, energy-efficient window at factory direct pricing.
I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell. Replacing your windows will not just beautify your home, but save you big bucks on your energy bills. I've done the research. I've seen the factory. New South Window is my hands-down choice.
New South Window. We manufacture, we install, we guarantee. Call now.
They say good things come to those that wait. Well, you've waited long enough. You deserve to feel fabulous in your fashionable new Fiat 500X from Alfa Romeo Fiat in Sarasota. Boldly innovative, seductively stylish. Fiat gives you everything you'd expect from a capable utility vehicle, like a spacious interior and advanced safety systems, designed and built like a sexy little sportster. Don't wait any longer. You deserve to feel fabulous. Get a new Fiat at Alfa Romeo Fiat of Sarasota.
They took that stress and that tension when I was particularly feeling very bad after that nasty car accident, and it was such a relief to know that I didn't have to bear that burden alone, that I had help.
Our goal is to not just get a satisfactory settlement on their case. We want them up on their feet, happy again. They've gotten their life back.
Batteries Plus bulbs keep stacks of batteries for cars, cell phones, watches, plus light bulbs for lamps, can lights, and appliances right on hand. Did I mention we also repair smartphones? Batteries Plus bulbs. Trust the plus. Visit Batteries Plus bulbs today.
caregiver for someone you love is truly a blessing. But sometimes you can lose a part of yourself. To be your best, for them and for you, it's important to have time to be able to recharge your batteries. When you call Tidewell Hospice, they can give you a chance to do just that, and with the peace of mind of knowing your loved one is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
You're going to like this. The air temperature now 69 degrees. The dew point is at 63. That just feels fantastic, and we haven't seen it in a long time, so enjoy it. All week long, I think that we'll probably be feeling those kinds of dew point values and temperatures. So we're in for a nice run of beautiful weather here on the Suncoast. North-northeast wind coming in at about 5, continuing to draw down that drier air. Temperatures across the region, most everywhere, are in the 60s. We've got 171 at Longboat Key, everybody else, 65 Wauchula, Arcadia, Myakka, 65 in Parrish, Bradenton, 67 Northport and Punta Gorda, 69 Inglewood and Venice. You've got 68. Lakewood Ranch comes in at 66. Not a drop of rain falling anywhere across the peninsula this morning. The drier air is going to shut down the rain machine across the state. And get a chance to dry out for a little while. Of course, locally, everything is lovely for your morning commute weather-wise. Should be no issues here. Find the rain. You got to go back up the east coast to down east Maine, where some residual moisture still hangs around. That's part of the frontal boundary low pressure area and some of the moisture that remains from Matthew, which is no longer, by the way. We're looking at this drier air that came down behind a frontal boundary, kicked Matthew out into the open Atlantic, basically, and the drier air is right over the state of Florida, and that's what's providing us today with our sunny skies. Some of it has worked its way down to the surface, so we have low relative humidity at the surface as well. Winds continue to draw down that air right out of the north. Light, breezy wind, nothing strong about it, and certainly all the way down toward areas of Boca Grande. We're seeing air temperatures and dew point values that are being supported by that wind coming in out of the north at about 10. The frontal boundary itself cleared the state. High pressure building in from Canadian border, really, all the way down through the Atlantic coastline, and that high pressure ridge providing us with a north wind eventually shifting to the northeast and kind of staying there for a while will continue to bring us some pretty nice weather. Now, there may be a shower or two that build over the next several days that come in from Atlantic waters and try to make it across, but going to have a hard time doing that. Maybe a little bit of a sprinkle or shower over on the other coast, but I think we're in for some pretty dry days. Lots of sunshine, lower humidity, and some cooler temperatures. Taking a look at the satellite view, I think we'll have a lot of sunshine, too, as there's not much in the way of any kind of large-scale cloud masses near us. Just a lot of high pressure, maybe a few high, thin clouds, but that's about it. So we still have one other storm out in the Atlantic right now. We have Nicole, wind speeds of 65 miles per hour, tropical storm. Remember last week we were talking about the possibility maybe Matthew might turning around, or some models were suggesting that. Maybe merging with Nicole. We'd heard some talk about that. But as expected, it has kind of just been sheared apart. Matthew has absorbed into a trough of low pressure, and Nicole continues on a track that takes it out into open waters of the Atlantic. So I don't think we have any tropical worries here for the next 5 to 10 days anyway. A northeast wind coming in at about 15 knots. We'll be looking at some moderate chop with 2-foot seas, and the forecast calling for some very pleasant conditions right straight through the week ahead. Back to you.
Thanks, John. As far as your commute this morning out of Palmetto, the bridges are still clear. So is the interstate. No issues on 41 or 301. State Road 70 still looks great at this point in the morning. As you head into Sarasota, there is one problem to let you know about. On Bee Ridge Road, there is a serious accident. Well, not fatal, rather, but serious accident as we know right now. On Bee Ridge Road eastbound at Bell Avenue, so the road is blocked there due to that accident. The westbound lanes are clear and open, but be aware of that on Bee Ridge eastbound. As far as 41, though, and the interstate throughout Sarasota County, everything is looking great. Well, the Jones family has cast quite a long shadow on the Suncoast sports scene for years now. ABC 7's Don Brennan had a chance to talk to John Jones, who is about to receive a very high honor.
When I caught up with John Jones, he was doing what he has done for the past 27 years, working for the county in some capacity of overseeing recreational activities. As of next Thursday, he'll do his job as a Hall of Famer, a University of Tampa Hall of Famer.
When I finally received the call, brought tears to my eyes.
Someone once said 90% of life is just showing up, and like in his job, Jones always showed up for the Spartans basketball team.
I still lead the school in minutes played. I was on the court, and I gave 100%, and that in itself speaks for my career.
Jones was a star in both football and basketball in high school, so he had choices to make, which sport and which school.
You know, Tampa showed me a lot of love. When I came out of Sarasota High, Sarasota is a football town, and I had plenty football scholarships on the table, but I had a love for basketball.
That love for the game was apparent to one of his high school coaches, Kerry Baker.
John was a very determined and worked hard. He was a center in high school and a point guard in college. He played all 5 positions in college.
He did many things right, especially in one of the biggest upsets in school history as the Division II Spartans took down a national giant.
Wound up playing the point position. He played NC State, one of the big games. Valvano's team scored 31 points against NC State, and University of Tampa D2 beat NC State.
He'll be inducted October 13th, which is next Thursday, and trying to get a seat at his table will be difficult, if not impossible.
They told me I have 25 people on my list, and that's one of the highest numbers they've ever had at a Hall of Fame ceremony.
One of those who was lucky enough to score a ticket at the table is Baker, and he'll be beaming with pride.
It's amazing because all the kids that I've had an opportunity to coach and went to different colleges, that's the first one that's gone into the Hall of Fame.
What a great story. Well, the BMX World Cup champion has been named right here in Sarasota. Corbin Shara is now the first American to win the World Cup in 3 years. He competed at the Sarasota Youth Complex with more than 100 professional BMX riders for the Union Cyclist International Finals. It was the last of 5 stops around the globe for the World Cup. The sport is described as sprint cycling over a specially prepared dirt track. It's one of the top racing series in the world and brings fans from all over the globe to Sarasota's new track.
I think you guys have got a great facility here. Really cool to be in Sarasota. We survived Hurricane Matthew.
Shara also competed in the Rio Olympics this past summer, where he finished 9th. Well, still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, last night's debate had a lot of people talking on social media. We'll show you which moments got the most attention coming up.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Minnesota Flooring.
And for a limited time, Minnesota Flooring is offering you unbelievable pricing on tile and laminate. Porcelain tile only $1.59. Ceramic tile 99 cents. And 16 by 16 tile $1.19. Laminate flooring is only 99 cents. But these prices won't last. Don't miss out on these great deals. Hurry into Minnesota Flooring today.
Gold fever has once again swept the nation. And everyone is rushing to Florida to strike it doubly rich. Introducing the $5 million Gold Rush Doubler. We're doubling cash prizes for over $752 million in payouts. And 36 prizes from $1 million to $5 million. The Florida Gold Rush is on. The Florida Lottery, just imagine.
At Sunset Subaru in Sarasota, we make sure you get the most for your money.
more years, more miles, more 2016 IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus winners than any other brand. And right now, you can lease the most award-winning small SUV on the planet. A new 2016 Subaru Forester for just $209 a month, complimentary maintenance included. At Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
It is 5:25. Overnight, Samsung announced that it is stopping complete production of the Galaxy Note 7 after reports of fires in replacement phones now. ABC's Candace Gibson and Diane Macedo have all the details.
In today's Tech Bites, more trouble for the Samsung Galaxy Note 7 smartphone.
Production has reportedly been halted after reports of fires in replacement models. The original recall, due to overheated batteries, is the largest ever for the wireless industry.
Now, because of the new problem, 3 wireless carriers are no longer offering the new version of the Samsung Galaxy Note 7.
AT&T and Verizon are offering to exchange them for other phones. T-Mobile will give customers exchanges or refunds.
Twitter confirms last night's debate was the most tweeted ever.
And here are the most tweeted moments from it. Number 3 was when Trump said Hillary would be in jail if he were in charge of the law. Number 2, when Trump said he was a gentleman.
And number 1, the most tweeted moment, when Trump said he disagrees with his running mate, Mike Pence, in regards to Syria.
No pulling of any punches last night.
Not at all. Those are your Tech Bites.
Have a great day.
Tech Bites, brought to you by Panera.
People always say, let's just get a sandwich or something. You don't just learn how to drive or solve the world's problems, be a dad or something. And we don't just make sandwiches or something. We hand slice avocado, pull smoked chicken, bake fresh focaccia, and craft every sandwich clean from top to bottom. There's nothing or something about it. Panera, food as it should be.
I asked my dentist if an electric toothbrush was going to clean better than a manual. He said sure, but don't get just any one. Get one inspired by dentists with a round brush head.
Go pro with Oral-B. Oral-B's rounded brush head cups your teeth to break up plaque and rotates to sweep it away. And Oral-B cross-action delivers a clinically proven superior clean versus Sonicare Diamond Clean.
My mouth feels super clean.
Oral-B. Know you're getting a superior clean.
I'm never going back to a manual brush.
It's time to upgrade your favorite news app. Now, ABC7's My Suncoast News app is better than ever with a dynamic brand new design that's faster and easier to use. Stay connected with new features that make it easy to submit photos, share stories on Facebook and Twitter, and save stories for reading at a later time. Download our free My Suncoast News app on your mobile device at your app store. ABC7's all-new My Suncoast News app. Just another way we're here for you. Powered by the Eye Associates, providing sight for life. The all-new MySuncoast.com. Just another way we're here for you. ABC7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you. Weeknights at 5.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Make your holidays sparkle with style. Browse our amazing showroom, cute collectible cottages, and beautiful Christmas displays. Find the inspiration, selection, and quality you need to deck the halls merry and bright. Christmas Traditions also features the area's largest selection of quality pre-lit Christmas trees, every size, shape, and color, and plenty of decorations to make your home shine for the holidays. Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Visit us on New 301, just a quarter mile north of University Parkway.
You only have one life. Are you gambling with it? 1 in 3 adults have high blood pressure. Not knowing your numbers could cause you to lose, big time. Luckily, you can turn the odds in your favor by getting your blood pressure checked today. Don't leave your health to chance. Learn more at heart.org/HPV.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Come experience the precision, performance, and power of the Ram 1500 during Ram Power Days at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Built tough enough to help you conquer whatever the day may throw your way with all the comfort, gizmos, and gadgets you'll find in a luxury vehicle. And right now, get up to 20% off. That's up to $14,000 off a new Ram 1500. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
Coming up on Good Morning Suncoast, Hurricane Matthew now out to sea, but the cleanup is just beginning. Plus, why Florida voters may have more time to register for the November election. And how a man in Texas came to the rescue for his brother trapped in a flooded home in North Carolina.
Live from the ABC 7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Welcome back. I'm Rebecca Vargas along with John Scalzi. We're now in Monday and people are trying to clean up. We're thinking about all the people on the East Coast and what they've been through and what they have to now, deal with. Some people's
South
lives
Carolina,
completely.
North Carolina hit hard.
Flooding,
with
you
lots
said.
and lots of rain. 15 inches plus of rainfall in some places, just inundating some of those rivers and creating a real problem. Of course, the East Coast of Florida also cleaning up still, cutting trees down and, getting everything all cleaned up again. And beach erosion is going to be a big, expensive issue
over there.
It sure is. Basically, though, I think we all got lucky. We all did the right things, evacuated as we should, and the storm thankfully stayed out for the most part out in the ocean. Good. So that was a good thing. It did eventually make landfall in the Carolinas, but as far as Florida goes, it stayed offshore. So we're thankful for that. Around our area, we're enjoying some of that drier air brought down by Matthew as it departed. We're looking at daytime highs, rain-free, topping out in the mid-80s. Lower relative humidity making it feel very comfortable indeed. And over the course of the days ahead, I think nice weather is going to be the name of the game. We'll talk all about the forecast coming up in a few.
Oh, we're looking forward to that. Thank you, John. As far as your commute this morning, so far that looks great out of Palmetto. The bridges are clear. The interstate is also clear. I'm not seeing any slowdowns right now on 41 or anything to be too concerned about on 301. As you head into Sarasota, we do have one problem on Bee Ridge Road, a very serious accident on the eastbound side of Bee Ridge. The road is now blocked there at Bell Avenue. On the westbound side, it's looking nice and clear, but be aware that eastbound, it is blocked at Bell Avenue. 41 is moving along well at this point in the morning. Looks like the interstate is nice and clear as well. No accidents or delays in Venice or Northport. Well, topping our news this half hour, Hurricane Matthew. It's now well out to sea, but many communities that were in its path are dealing with the devastation it left behind. Here in the U.S., North Carolina dealing with the greatest impact. The eye came ashore on Saturday, battering Oak Island. The storm has claimed at least 8 lives in the Tar Heel state, and over 1,000 water rescues had to be conducted. While the storm has moved back out east, the governor of North Carolina says the hurricane is leaving a lasting impact.
The weather map shows that Hurricane Matthew is well off the shore into the ocean, but in our minds, the impact of Hurricane Matthews is still here and extremely dangerous in many parts of North Carolina.
And at least 3 deaths have been blamed on Hurricane Matthew in Georgia, while 6 deaths were reported here in Florida. The death toll in Haiti has now climbed to nearly 900. Well, back here in Florida, the federal government approves portions of Governor Rick Scott's request for a major disaster declaration in the state. Washington officials approved this request for debris removal and emergency protective measures. As of now, funding for individual assistance or permanent work to government buildings, roads, and parks has not yet been approved. The funding is available to state and some local governments in 8 counties. FEMA says it's conducting damage surveys in other areas, and more counties may be added to that list. Meanwhile, the Florida Democratic Party is asking a federal judge to extend the state's voter registration deadline at least a week due to the hurricane. The party filed a lawsuit against Governor Scott after he dismissed their request for an extension. The lawsuit claims forced voters to choose between their safety and their right to vote. Scott said he did not extend the deadline because he believes people already had enough time to register. Governor Scott is offering full resources to schools in the state to assist in the immediate reopening of those that were affected by the hurricane. Scott said he spoke with superintendents on the East Coast to make sure all schools are able to reopen as fast as possible, keeping in mind that many of them served as protective shelters, with buildings and school buses taking damage from the storm. Governor Scott has also authorized the Florida National Guard to assist with the cleanup efforts of school property. Well, following the high demand for gas last week as a result of the hurricane, drivers saw an increase in prices at the pumps. Gas is now up an average of 6 cents from last week. Fort Myers, Miami, and West Palm Beach saw the biggest increase, going up between 7 and 9 cents a gallon. Several stations along the East Coast and even some here on the Suncoast ran out of fuel entirely. Resupplying fuel depends on tankers being able to access Florida ports to deliver fuel shipments. The ports were closed on Friday, but they have since reopened. The Civil Air Patrol is setting up a temporary base in Sarasota. The civilian auxiliary of the U.S. Air Force will be conducting aerial photographic surveys of the eastern coastline from Key Largo to the Florida-Georgia border to aid FEMA and other state agency efforts. The Sarasota base, located along SRQ's airport's runway, already sent out 4 flights and will be coordinating more all week. Civil Air Patrol has also activated bases in Tampa and in Punta Gorda.
Many of the pilots are from the Sarasota area. Most of our crew that is operating now is coming from the West Coast. This allows those that are on the East Coast that have been affected by the storm to do their recovery efforts.
The Florida wing was activated 1 week before the storm hit the state and generated more than 8,000 images in its initial flight on Friday. A man in Texas came to the rescue of his brother trapped in a home in North Carolina during Matthew. Chris Williams and his dog were stuck when their home began to flood. Police said the high water levels kept them from being able to reach him. But his brother Craig in Texas found someone who was sharing drone pictures of the flooding. He shared one with his brother, showing him the flooding when his brother saw his own house in that picture. Craig was able to contact the drone photographer and get him to help FEMA crews find and rescue Chris and his dog. And a pretty cool discovery in South Carolina as cleanup efforts begin on the coastline there. A bomb squad is now searching the beach after Hurricane Matthew apparently unearthed old Civil War cannonballs from the sand. The cannonballs were found on Folly Beach yesterday afternoon, but bomb squad members couldn't get to it immediately because of the rising tide. Once the ocean level goes down, technicians will make sure the area is safe by detonating the cannonballs. The first shots of the Civil War were fired at nearby Fort Sumter in 1861. Wow.
There's a bit of history, huh?
That is.
My goodness.
We tend to find a lot of stuff on our beaches, especially in like Venice and things like that. But
the old bombing range down there.
Yeah, but cannonballs.
That's pretty cool.
It is cool.
Hopefully get that beach all nice and safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, and everything will be all right then. We are looking at some beautiful weather shaping up for us. We'll have that forecast details for you in just a few.
Also, it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and with that, there are a lot of myths about breast cancer and its spread. We'll check on some of them and see which ones are true coming up.
What does it mean when New South Window says Factory Direct?
It means we have a factory.
It means we eliminate the middleman.
It means you get an award-winning, energy-efficient window at factory direct prices.
I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell. Replacing your windows will not just beautify your home, but save you big bucks on your energy bills. I've done the research. I've seen the factory. New South Window is my hands-down choice.
New South Window. We manufacture, we install, we guarantee. Call now.
Gold fever has once again swept the nation. And everyone is rushing to Florida to strike it doubly rich. Introducing the $5 million Gold Rush Doubler. We're doubling cash prizes for over $752 million in payouts. And 36 prizes from $1 million to $5 million. The Florida Gold Rush is on. The Florida Lottery, just imagine.
Being the caregiver for my husband is truly a blessing, but sometimes it's easy to lose a part of myself. To be my best, for him and for me, it's important to have time to be able to recharge. When I called Tidewell Hospice, they gave me the chance to do just that. They helped me find the time to care for myself, all the while with the peace of mind of knowing my husband is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
At Sunset Subaru in Sarasota, we make sure you get the most for your money. More years, more miles, more 2016 IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus winners than any other brand. And right now, you can lease the most award-winning small SUV on the planet. A new 2016 Subaru Forester for just $209 a month, complimentary maintenance included. At Sunset Subaru in Sarasota, get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
They care. They take the time to understand you, take the time to understand your case.
There's no better satisfaction to me than to see a client who is happy because of the job we've done for them.
It's really actually very comforting to know that there's someone that you've heard of and you're getting recommendations about that you can turn to when you have a problem.
I felt like I had a partner in this, and he was going to be by my side.
Hurricane season is here, and Suncoast weather can go from this to this in seconds. So when severe weather threatens, count on the official Suncoast Storm Team at ABC7.
We're armed with the most advanced weather technology so that we can bring you storm warnings faster and with more detail than ever before.
Plus, we focus on the Suncoast and track storms right down to your neighborhood.
On air, online, and on your mobile device. Turn to the official Suncoast Storm Team at ABC7. We're here for you.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
Quiet conditions out there this morning, and we like it that way. Lower relative humidity, lower air temperatures. Feels really nice. That little hint of fall in the air. 69-degree air temperature. Dew point is at 63. We have that north-northeast wind continuing to draw down that drier air from around the periphery of a high-pressure ridge building in back behind a cold front that moved through over the weekend. 66 in Wauchula, Arcadia, Myakka, Parrish, Bradenton. 67 in Northport, Punta Gorda, Lakewood Ranch, and then 69s from Sarasota down through Inglewood. This is going to be a beautiful couple of days. There's no doubt about it. Radar not showing a drop of rain around anywhere. Air much too dry, not only at the surface, but aloft as well, and that should be the case for several more days anyway. Now, the other coast may pick up a brief sprinkle or a shower as our winds switch from more northerly direction to a more northwest-easterly direction. But currently, everything's very quiet for your morning commute. No weather worries whatsoever. So across the entire East Coast, things have settled down significantly. Of course, there was tremendous amounts of rain in the Carolinas. Now the only place to find your rain is way up in the northeastern sections of the United States and into Canada. The drier air indicated here by 10 is centered right over the state of Florida, and that's going to give us lots of sunshine today. Some of it filtered down to the surface, brought us also those lower dew point values. That's going to lead to some cool temperatures during the overnights and some very manageable daytime highs, even though they'll be a little bit warmer than some folks would like in the mid-80s. Other people will love that warm temperature. The humidity will be lower, and so it'll feel very comfortable, I think. Really not looking at any kind of strong wind speeds around here. We've got some gusts near the coast that are up around 15 or so, but the winds certainly a lot lighter than they were when we left each other on Friday. 7-mile-per-hour winds, 12-mile-per-hour winds. That's pretty standard for what we're experiencing this morning. All of them out of the north, though, drawing down that dry air around this area of high pressure that's building in. It came out of Canada. It's sinking southward, and it'll bring us that north to northeasterly wind flow over a several-day period. Tropical systems stay out in the Atlantic. Winds out of the northeast may encourage a couple of showers out in Atlantic waters, and some of those may be slung back toward the immediate east coast, but there's not going to be a lot of activity in our neck of the woods. Those showers will be very low top and have a hard time making it all the way across. Lots of sunshine, lower humidity, and cooler temperatures will be the name of the game for the next several days. A lot of sunshine, too. That high-pressure ridge kind of suppressing cloud cover with its sinking dome of air, and you can see the entire state of Florida is looking pretty darn sunny. So we still have one tropical system. Matthew's gone, but we still have Nicole. Remember, we were talking about it last week. It was producing a kind of semi-Fujiwara effect around the other system, Matthew. It will probably continue on a track that takes it out into open waters of the Atlantic. Once again, we don't have to worry about it. It may see some gradual strengthening, but I doubt that it affects much in the way of landmass. So we are looking at least 5 days of tropical free weather, which we like. Rainfall futurecast. Check this out. As we put it into motion, we get nothing. And that's the truth. I think over the next several days, we're looking at pretty quiet conditions. Now, we had looked at red tide status and hoped that those winds that we had might break something up. But as of yesterday, we still have some Mote Marine reports of some red tide irritants in the air. Perhaps not as bad as it was, say, Wednesday of last week, but it's still around. Northeast winds at about 15 knots, and the forecast for the week ahead calls for sunshine, cool nights, and mild, warm afternoons. Back to you.
Thanks, John. As far as your commute this morning, looks pretty good out of Palmetto and on the interstate. I'm not seeing any slowdowns there so far in Bradenton. Also looking great on 301. 41, little hot spot, little slow there at the intersection of 53rd Avenue West or 53rd Avenue East rather, and 41 northbound, but nothing to slow you down too much. Interstate still clear, 41 still clear in Sarasota. There is a serious accident being reported on Bee Ridge Road eastbound, causing a road closure, a road block there rather, at Bell Avenue, and that's in the eastbound lane of Bee Ridge Road. Other than that, 41 and the interstate are still moving along well as we head into South Sarasota County. In health news this morning, a new medical clinic in Sarasota is now open to the public, and staff there are specifically looking to help and treat the uninsured. The Universal Crescent Clinic on Northgate Boulevard is free to all patients. Primary care and specialty physicians offer exams to patients with and without insurance.
It's unprecedented. I haven't heard of a clinic like that, that would professionals would volunteer their time and knowledge, to help people without insurance or the ones that are just unable to afford insurance. I wouldn't have to worry about that. I would just know that I can show up, make an appointment, and I'll be fine, and it's not going to cost me an arm and a leg and a house mortgage.
Patients do not need an ID to receive treatment. The clinic says it's also motivated to help serve the immigrant population here in our area. Well, with breast cancer being one of the most common cancers in women, it's important to weed out myths surrounding this disease. A common question doctors say they receive is whether or not deodorant or antiperspirant causes breast cancer. The answer, not quite. They say there is, quote, absolutely no evidence that the use of a deodorant or antiperspirant can result in the development of breast cancer. Another frequent question, will exposing cancer to air during a biopsy or surgery cause it to spread? They said it will not.
That is really a myth.
there's no factual evidence that suggests that biopsy of a lesion can result in the cancer spreading, nor is there any evidence that suggests that surgical removal or exposing a tumor to air can cause the cancer to spread to other parts of the body.
One question coming from women undergoing radiation: does having fair skin make a patient susceptible to sunburns from that treatment? Well, just because an individual may burn easily in the sun does not mean they will have worse side effects from the exposure. Cancer researchers also looked into a commonly accepted link between odd working hours and breast cancer. The study included evaluations of 800,000 women to see whether working the night shift increased their risk of breast cancer. Researchers found that women who worked nights appeared to have no higher risk than those who did not. A new vision procedure is now available for patients with excellent eye health who do not need glasses for distance but can't see very well up close. ABC 7's Alex Redmond tells us how you can get rid of your readers.
Are you squinting?
I cannot read. I have to wear reading glasses, which kind of started about when I turned 40. I had perfect vision up until the time I was 40.
If you have a hard time seeing what's on your cell phone, computer screen, or reading a book, you may have presbyopia, a condition that makes it difficult for you to see things up close.
A lot of times at work, my glasses would break. I'd have to put tape on my glasses just to get throughout the shift.
Now, a 10-minute painless procedure can have you throwing those cheaters or readers away.
We recently have had an FDA-approved device that can help patients who have always seen their best at distance without glasses and now are struggling with readers.
Ophthalmologist Dr. Kathleen McCabe says it's called the Raindrop Near Vision Corneal Inlay.
It's a tiny little wafer, almost like a contact lens. It goes in the outer layer of the cornea. We make a little flap, just like we do for LASIK, and we lift that flap, put that tiny little clear transparent wafer in, put the flap down. It increases the curvature of the center part of the cornea, and patients can see up close to read.
Amy Kirkpatrick says the procedure takes only 10 minutes.
They put a little numbing drops in my eye, gave me a little bit of medication just to help me relax. I had no pain at all. It was just very bright.
And in only 1 week,
now I am able to see my phone without putting my glasses on. I can see all the dials in my car without having to put my glasses on. I can see the computer screen without having to wear my glasses. So it's been a major change in my life.
Dr. McCabe says patients who have had cataract surgery may be eligible to participate in an FDA trial.
Because cataract surgery has come to a level now where many patients can see at distance without glasses but need readers. And this study allows them to also use this technology to read up close without glasses.
For ABC 7, I'm Alex Redmond, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Alex. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7.
I'd much rather have it be on policy, and I didn't like getting into the gutter.
Round 2 between Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. The presidential nominees face off in a town hall style debate this time around. We'll bring you full analysis from our experts. I'm Alan Cohn. We'll have that story plus our roundtable discussion.
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
The agents at SWC would like to show you pictures of all the homes that they've sold quickly for their clients. But they're just too many to show. Contact SWC today and find out for yourself. We just market your home better.
You only have one life. Are you gambling with it? 1 in 3 adults have high blood pressure. Not knowing your numbers could cause you to lose, big time. Luckily, you can turn the odds in your favor by getting your blood pressure checked today. Don't leave your health to chance. Learn more at heart.org/HPB.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Minnesota Flooring.
Looking for carpet? Look no further. Minnesota Flooring has Smart Strand carpet as low as $1.79 per square foot. Installed, no add-ons or extras. Unbelievable? Minnesota Flooring can have in-stock carpet installed in your home in 48 hours for as low as $1.99 per square foot. Don't miss these prices. Visit Minnesota Flooring today.
Come experience the precision, performance, and power of the Ram 1500 during Ram Power Days at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Built tough enough to help you conquer whatever the day may throw your way with all the comfort, gizmos, and gadgets you'll find in a luxury vehicle. And right now, get up to 20% off. That's up to $14,000 off a new Ram 1500. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Being the caregiver for someone you love is truly a blessing, but sometimes you can lose a part of yourself. To be your best, for them and for you, it's important to have time to be able to recharge your batteries. When you call Tidewell Hospice, they can give you a chance to do just that, and with the peace of mind of knowing your loved one is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
Well, a lot of people said I do this weekend, but it was a bit of deja vu at Western Michigan University. A record-breaking 1,201 couples renewed their vows on the campus. That is 114 more couples than the previous world record. People from around the world gathered on campus to participate. A Guinness World Record judge was on hand for this event to make it official. See, you know, I think, remember when we have that event at Siesta Key?
Yeah, Valentine's Day. Sure.
I wonder if they've ever done that for a Guinness World Record before.
I don't think
I
they
think
actually
there's a
have.
process, but
Yeah.
we definitely have a lot of couples.
They certainly get enough people out there that they could be contenders, I would think.
Yeah, that's
It
really
gets
nice.
busy. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing.
I love it. All right, well, stay with us. We'll be right back. It is 5:56.